Okay, so hello. Welcome to part 6 of making a dancing banana in Blender and getting it into iclone or any other real-time engine, really. Anyhow, so this is the topology part, the retopology part. But I was looking at this and I'm going to make an end for it. I don't know how to explain it. A wooden end. A wooden end? The wooden part where the banana comes off, like, oh, I'm not doing to the piece, the stem. That's it. X vertices. Control Z. Control minus X. Delete these vertices. A stem. Select edge loop. So I'm at the side, more or less. Extrude it. So there's our nub. You know, you can make a hat out of it, I guess, if you want. So that's ready. Now we are going to retopologize it. To do that, we'll leave all the parts on and we'll kind of like work around it. So what you need to worry about when you retopologize is edge flow. We need our mouth because when he speaks or when he moves, you don't want the mesh to distort when we are animating him. So around the mouth it'll be circular, and you know, you kind of want the lines on the mesh to go the directions that make the most sense. So you kind of have to work with it. Does that make sense? Probably not. Anyhow, shift add plane. Gonna be the beginning. I'm going to snap the cursor to the selected. And I'm going to snap this to the cursor, more or less. As this is going to be our vertex. Start with one vertex. So There's a vertex. Snap the cursor to the selected. There we go. Now we can see what we're doing. That's where we're starting. It's a bit slow. So I'll make a few, I'll start with a few. So we want to turn on snapping down here. And we want it to go to face. Extrude. See it snapping to the face? You don't want it to increment. You can try volume if you want, but oops. Face is usually the best choice. Well, this will snap too when I get it there. So this is on the surface, believe it or not. Extrude. Okay, so we're going to start with the mouth. Now I'm not a fan of the built-in topology tools. They're old, but I'll get used to them. I've been working with 3D Coat, so I've gotten used to their tools, although I'm not a fan of their tools either. But there is an add-on for Blender done by Blender Cookie that's actually kind of nice. Anyhow, now we need to put our mirror in, and we need to mirror it on the x-axis. So go to global and local. There aren't any faces yet, so it's not going to show us anything. However, we're about to make some faces. I'm going to move this back over here. I'm going to delete it. Delete this vertice. Extrude it. See the mirroring? It's snapping, it's mirroring it. So that's our start. So we're only topologizing one side of them, and the other side is an identical copy because we want it to be symmetrical. Get rid of those. Extrude this out. Now the other thing we want to worry about when we do this is we want this to be done in quad squares. Sometimes you may need to expand the mesh, make it larger in some areas, so you'll have to put in, I call them darts, they're triangles. But I guess doing this kind of reminds me of sewing or something, because I call them darts. But that's what we're doing. So we want it to, well, I'm going to do it small here, I guess, or maybe not. And we're not going to close the mouth because we're going to do that after. Extrude this down. Extrude this down. Extrude this down. Face. Face. Grab this. Find it snapping and you don't want it to, you can turn it off while you're working with it. And you turn it back on once you have things positioned where you want it. And this is why I don't like the generic blender thing. It's almost too strong. I don't know. Or maybe it's just the way it's designed. Anyhow, remember to turn it on where you need it. So I'm not going to go too farther in on that. Or maybe I will. Let's take a look on the side. I think that's fine. Extrude it more. So that's retopologizing, and we're going to do it all over the body. And I guess what I'll do is show you the important parts and then retopologize it on my own, and like turn off the camera so you don't have to watch me spend eons on this, and then turn the camera back on when it's important. But I guess we can continue for now. Extrude. Yes. Extrude this out. You can kind of see where I'm going with this. This one here. So a lot of people like retopologizing. I think it's because it's very mechanical. Other people hate it. I don't mind it. Okay, so I'm back. This is how far I've gotten. I have one dart, as I call it, which I may remove later because the mesh was too detailed at that level, so I took it out. Now I'm at the eyes, about to do them. Now I don't really, this isn't really necessary, but I have this thing where I try to make the topology where the eyeballs are the way they would be if they were in there, in case I put in eyebrows or something on him. The face moves naturally when you're emoting him. It's not, a huge deal. It's just kind of just the way I am. I don't know how to explain it. So extrude it. Basically, I'm just gonna go around here like this. I have this turned off because I have the eye in the way, and it's gonna snap to the eye, which we don't want. Face. Okay, so I'd also move the eyes to another layer. Because I'm snapping in the fact that, you know, that it's going to be in the way. So I'm just, this is our eye area. Maybe too many vertexes there. That one. Face. That's about right, I guess. So basically, extrude, scale it. So that's what I'm doing with that. I'm also gonna afterwards make a little bit of an indentation as well. So there's another reason for doing this indentation. You'll see a bit where his eye would go. Socket, pit, socket, pit, face. So, oops, 1, 2, 3, 4. His head. It's not 4, that's 4. So again, I'm sticking to quads, even though they don't look exactly, they're not, you know, square quads. They're still quads. 1, 2, 3, 4, face. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, face. 2, 3, face. So that's the eyes. That'll be indented afterwards. Grab it in. I guess I can move this up. Grab it on the Z axis. So that was kind of pretty much how you do that kind of thing. That's getting a little bit big. Dart in there in a second. Oops. Lost my extrude. Center. Now I have to fix that. Face. That'd be an N-gon. N-gons are bad. So we'll be back. I'll do some more. I guess I can keep going here for a bit before I turn this off again. Getting close to doing his arm, so here we go. Not a whole lot here to say other than you might need to put in a few darts. This arm is a little bit of a simplified thing, so it might not be as big of a problem, although I guess you still need to worry about shoulders, armpits. So here's his armpit. arm. So I'm going to add a cylinder. No, I won't do it that way. Just Shift D, move this down here. Extrude around. There's different ways to do this. I was going to add a cylinder and join it, but I'll do it this way because I'm weird. Even this is slower. Even though this is a slower way. This might be too many vertices. Maybe not. Yeah. Extrude it. Might need to turn off snapping. Put up. Turn off snapping for a second. I want it to snap to itself while we're doing this. Scale it up. Down. Turn on snapping. Adjust this a bit. I'll attach it up here. Extrude this up. Extrude this one more. And that's the joint where it meets his arm. Okie dokie, so I'm gonna do fingers. As you can see, we're running into, you know, finger things soon. Well, not on his palm, but I have the top done, so I can start to do his fingers. I'm gonna move it there. Shift, add a cylinder. Give me, yes it does. Okay, so I'll go with 12.2, empty, not 2, 0.2, 0.1, 0.1. Let's turn off snapping. So there we go with cylinder. That's going to be a finger. It's joined on R and the Y axis. So I will start on the middle finger since that's where I put my cursor. Grab it. G for grab. R, Y. Basically, this is kind of one of those. Grab it on the Y-axis. Grab it on the Z-axis. And scale it up. I made it too big. So this is his finger. Before I go too much farther, I'm going to duplicate it and then I'm going to move it there. Oops. Missed a piece. Shift D. Grab it there. Because our other fingers are basically going to be the same thing, more or less. Grab this down here like this. Grab it on the Z-axis. It's kind of same principles before, only got my cursors back now. Hide them on ya. Do this. For some reason. Somebody decided that the cursor should be hidden when you add a shape like that. Now, this is a 12. I don't know. I guess it's probably you know, not too many. We shall see. Face. I'm gonna turn on snapping and do some snapping. through this here. We want this here, that's our fingernail and everything. Now we need to cap it. Smooth it down a bit. To cap it again, you want to work with quads. Face. Taking into accounting that I'm going to have to mark seams for texturing, so that's kind of my halfway point there for that particular finger base. Okay, so the arms are basically done. Just yeah, an idea. That's pretty neat. To mess with the eyes, my idea didn't quite work yet. So, and before I continue, I have to fix my banana body. File, save, apply. Body area, I did the top piece. Close end. Turn off snapping. These vertices. The bottom is not that like that, but I forgot that I hadn't applied the mirror, so we'll fix it right now. Select edge loop. Scale it in a little bit. The side. Control. Oops. Ah. Scale it down. ES0. There's our banana bottom. It's not quite narrow like I had it before. There. Anyhow, so there we are. We're going to work on the body next. Not a big deal. We'll just continue going down here. So here we go. We're getting close to the legs, as you can see. That's the next little hurdle. Basically what we can do is, we've got this here, Shift V. Now I'm going to rotate it R190, about right. Now we'll grab it in, same drill as before. Am I snapping off right now? I guess I can start at the knobbly knee part. It's about halfway. Extrude it down. Extrude it down. Put in another loop cut here. And one up here at his hip area. So that's that. Then I'll join it up the way I did it before. Rotate it on the x-axis. Oops, wrong axis. Rotate it on the y-axis. Move it in. Okay, so here we are. Kind of lagged out when I was doing the foots. I was running out of hard drive space, but basically it all works the same way. So here's our banana. He's retopologized. I think I just left the tip open. Yep. And I'll close that at the end. We don't need to do that now. Basically, we're ready. I'm just going to check the mouth one more time. From the looks of it, I think global local. Global local. Okay. Oh, it's like the sculpt. Guess I did a good job. I fooled myself. Anyhow, I'm going to extrude this one more in with the sculpt. Extrude it on the y-axis. Go on local. All we need to do at this point in time. So that's him done. Now I'm going to take this, duplicate it here. That. Or not. Okay. That. A. Down there. Now I'm going to try and save some processing. Speed, although we're not actually looking at it. Turn this down. Okay, so this is the one we want. I need to unhide it. So we're going to just hide this thing, other side, and we're going to do the mouth. Basically, should be very easy at this point because we've got it all blocked out, right? So the mouth, we'll just do one side of the mouth, and it'll go for the both sides. It'll mirror. That's what I'm trying to say. One more time. Well, it's not going to be a big issue, I guess. I'll make another loop in there, but another loop in there. Ha. Pull it out. Now that there's another loop in there. Slightly. Nice. A little more. So that's inside our mouth. Pull it in even further. Since I have too much of a head, really. Tail and the head. We just want him to have a mouth. So there's our mouth. The back of his mouth. 3 more layer. Okay, so now we're going to put inside next. Really simple, as you can see. And we'll put our tongue in. Then cockeyed. Now, it is cockeyed, so yes it is. Remember. Oh well, this too shall pass. Face. Divide it. Or how I managed that, what I did. Inside, no. There we go. So this is our face. Here we need to make a tongue out of this. We just need to make a tongue out of this. Alt M at the center. What I'm going to do is divide it. Well, here. This one. Like that one. We'll have to go back and clean it up afterwards. Our tongue is going gonna come out here. I need to subdivide it. This. Do I that one? This. This. What am I doing? Let's see what minutes. Oh, I figured it out by now. I'm making a tongue. I have to clean up the other side afterwards. Shouldn't need to. Let me extrude it. Before I split one more face, I'm going to extrude it and see how this works. There's my tongue. Try this for a moment. So before I much farther, I'm going to split this a bit up. Control-Z. Need those lines all the way. Maybe I won't. Okay, so I saved it. Well, because I'm paranoid about making mistakes, I'm going to duplicate it one more time. Put it up there. And then I'm going to apply our modifier. So basically, let's hope I haven't missed anything, because we can't go back. Well, I have the other one. I decide that I have screwed up so royally, I must in fact go back and add loop, screw scale, ES0. We've capped our end, so make sure I've capped the other end. And indeed, too many darts in some places, but that should be fine. I'm gonna add a couple more here. Guess I could have done his arms and legs, so I'm gonna put elbows. Could have done this before I mirrored it, but I didn't, so I'll do it now. And just a little bit more geometry around bendy parts. And wrist is probably fine. Hello? Okay, back to this after answering the telephone. His wrist is probably fine. Telemarketers. Okay. Should I do his hip and get one in there without going crazy? Oops. No. This should be fine. So we put enough clearance so that when he dances, his bottom banana bottom half won't go on the ground. Okay, so that's that. We do need to do teeth, but I think I'm going to leave that for now. We'll call this finished retopologizing.